In the year 2007, the world of mobile technology had only one king, Nokia. With a staggering 50% market share, they weren't just a company, they were a global phenomenon. From the frozen landscapes of Finland to the bustling markets of Jakarta and New York, the Nokia ringtone was the soundtrack of the digital age. They had the best engineers, the largest R&D budget, and a supply chain that was the envy of the world. But while the executives in Espoo were celebrating their dominance, a silent, invisible rot was beginning to eat away at the company's foundation. It wasn't a competitor's product that killed Nokia, it was an internal collapse of communication. Most people believe Nokia failed because they missed the transition to smartphones. But the truth is far more chilling. Nokia had the technology, they had the prototypes, and they saw the iPhone coming years in advance. They died because their culture had become so toxic that the truth could no longer reach the top. This is the tragic breakdown of organizational fear. To understand Nokia's fall, we must look at the psychological gap between middle management and top leadership. By 2008, middle managers knew that Nokia's operating system, Symbian, was obsolete. They saw the fluidity of iOS and the potential of Android. They knew the truth. Nokia was bringing a knife to a gunfight. But in the hallways of Nokia, a dangerous culture had taken root: organizational silence. Top leaders were known for their aggressive, no-excuse management style. Bringing bad news to a senior executive wasn't seen as being honest. It was seen as being incompetent or disloyal. As a result, middle managers began to filter the truth. They polished their reports. They turned red flags into minor delays. They lied to protect their careers, creating a massive collective hallucination at the executive level. The leaders believed they were winning, while the people on the ground knew they were sinking. In HR terms, this is the ultimate failure of feedback loops. Why didn't anyone speak up? The answer lies in the basic human instinct for survival. When a company replaces psychological safety with fear, employees stop working for the customer and start working for their boss's approval. At Nokia, the pressure was immense. Executives demanded impossible software features in unrealistic timeframes. Instead of innovating, engineers spent their energy on self-preservation. They hid bugs, they faked progress, and they stayed silent about critical flaws just to survive another quarterly review. This created a culture of compliance. People did exactly what they were told, even when they knew it was wrong for the company's future. In this environment, internal politics became more important than external competition. Nokia's engineers weren't fighting Apple or Samsung. They were fighting their own internal bureaucracy. By the time the leadership finally realized the gravity of the situation, the technical debt was too high and the market had moved on. The king was already dead. He just hadn't fallen over yet. The story of Nokia is a haunting reminder for every HR professional and CEO today. A company's greatest asset isn't its patents or its capital. It's the ability of its people to tell the truth without fear of retribution. We now call this psychological safety, a concept pioneered by Amy Edmondson. It's the belief that you won't be punished for making a mistake or raising a concern. Without it, innovation is impossible. Nokia's collapse teaches us that organizational fear is the most expensive hidden cost in business. It kills agility, it blinds leadership, and it eventually destroys even the most powerful giants. As you look at your own organization today, ask yourself, is bad news allowed to travel fast? Or are your people polishing their reports while the ship is taking on water? I'm HR Insight, and this was the deep dive into the fall of Nokia. If this case study added value to your professional perspective, subscribe and join our community. Let's build better workplaces, one story at a time.